Alright, yeah, and welcome back on into some more Magic Arena. So today we're going to be playing some last minute quick Singleton. You can maybe see that I've got about 15 minutes left, so I'm cutting it close. But I do believe I get about 2 hours to complete the Singleton run, which is more than enough time anyway. So I'm going to be playing the Bolas Singleton deck that we played the first time Singleton ever rolled around. I've made a few little changes to the deck. I've changed the art to the better one in Lightning Strike. I've also added Murder, because that got our own M19 reprint. Of course, the reason to revisit this deck as well is because Bolas got an extra version of himself, so this can't be a Bolas themed deck without Nicky B seeing some play, so we're going to try him out as well. Tezzeret Artifice Master, 5 mana for a 5 loyalty Planeswalker. The 0 is draw a card. If you control 3 or more artifacts, you get to draw 2 cards. This is a treasure-themed and artifact sub-themed deck as well, so that 0 should be able to go off relatively easily. Even if it doesn't, we can tick up Tezzeret +1 to make some Thopters until it does, or we could go straight for that -9, which has some Bolas theme to it as well, because we get to emblem our Tezzeret, and then at the beginning of our end step we got to search our library for a permanent card, which is always going to be Bolas if we haven't already got him, or it's going to be an Eldest Reborn, which will allow us to get Bolas, which has him in the art as well, things like that. So we're going to be trying that out. I think that's about it as far as the cuts, the additions are concerned. So let's get straight into some quick Singleton, try it out, see if we can win a game or two. Alright, see you soon, guys. Okay, we go first. We have a sketchy hand, but it has mana. And the rule with this deck is if you've got mana, keep the hand. We run 26, but so often I can mulligan into a 0-lander, and then we have to mulligan again. So we don't want to be doing that. We can somewhat do something with this hand. We can maybe Chandra on 4, or we can Trove on 4. We just need to hit 1 land in the next 3 turns, so we'll see if we can make that happen. If we can, then we can actually wipe the board of any aggression that they maybe can get on turn 5 as well. Our opponent, thinking about his hand, wondering whether or not it is keepable against the glory that is this hand. Spoilers, nothing can beat this hand. This is greatness. It's a green deck. Alright, well, we hit a card we can't cast anytime soon, which is not a land. Green, white into Adorned Pouncer. Okay. That is also not a land. Are you seeing the issue with this deck? It screws you as much as it possibly can, which is why you try to counter-screw it by picking good flooded hands. It draws well. Like, every card is usually a nice little bit of gas. Like, look at all these cards. They are solid cards. We just need to be able to cast them. And if we can do that, we can do some good stuff. I need a land, or this gets significantly worse. Thank you. Alright. Let's get this Trove down. Trove should solve all of life's problems, because we get treasures now, which allows us to have 5-color lands effectively. Our opponent in green and white can do some enchantment removal, which is fair enough. Do they? It actually puts us in a really sour spot if they have it. Well, the trigger's on the stack, so it's not the worst thing in the world, even if they do now. Nope. Okay, they're just stalling. Fair dues. Up to 4 mana. So where do we go from here? Shall I? Now that is awkward, because Chandra minus means that she dies to the Pouncer. Tezzeret doesn't do anything. I didn't really want to Hour of Devastation a board state like this. I might have to. If we get a black land, we get to walk the plank. That's the Sweltering Suns. He's got 5 damage on board, so... Tezzeret tick up is okay. But I can't really Hour of Devastation when he's on the board. We could Glimmer. Hope that he adds to this board a little bit more and then wipe it. How greedy is that? I think that's pretty greedy. I'm just going to Hour of Devastation. The thing is that he could have Regal Caracol. Yeah, I guess I'm going to be greedy. Let's Glimmer. So, land Caracol, Resplendent Angel. Right, well that still makes Hour of Devastation pretty sweet. So, we're taking 5. One would assume. Yeah. And we get to Glimmer for something nice. Land drops are always nice. Nikki B is very nice. Okay. So, we'll Hour of Devastation to land. Let's Hour. We no longer have to crack a treasure, so we are continuing to ramp, which is solid. We now have Walk the Plank mana plus Nickel Bolas next turn. We have to crack a treasure in order to make that happen, but should be fine. We're going to see Regal Caracol. Aetherstorm Rock. Sure. I guess that's a Chandra minus right there, which works for me. Alright. Because I don't really need to use... If I can get a Planeswalker to do my dirty work, then I'm not going to use my cards in hand. So, kill that. We could slap down Tezzeret, but I think we're in no rush. Let's just slap down threats one at a time, I think, while we build up our mana. Because if we can Nickel Bolas and transform, that will be 1, the first time that I've ever done that. And 2, it'd be pretty sick.
We stand together.
Do you have 10 damage to target creature or planeswalker? Yeah, so you can minus to get the Pouncer,
We still need you.
which is kind of annoying, though not really that bad. Because we have Walk the Plank. This should be a walk in the park. Or a walk on the plank in this case. Eldest Reborn. Okay. So, Scavenger Grounds. Let's tick up Chandra. See what we can see.
Oh, today's my lucky day.
Gonti. I like Gonti. Let's play Gonti. I was going to Walk the Plank Eldest Reborn, but this is pretty great all the same. So really don't care about Ajani all that much as long as Pouncer dies, and we can make that happen. See what we get for our opponent's deck. Multani or Vivian's Invocation. Top 7 cards of your library, put a creature card from among them onto the battlefield, put the rest on the bottom of your library. I mean, we could take that. If I take Multani and he kills it, then he gets that back. I don't really want to give my opponent that kind of advantage. So, let's just kill you. I could slap down Eldest Reborn. That's pretty much a concession from my opponent, I think, so I'm just going to go for it. Flipping Bolas is nice, but unnecessary, I think. We're just BMing at that point. So, it loses a Ajani. Then he'll discard a card. Then we will probably take his Ajani or something like that.
You have not killed me yet.
I don't actually have anything Ajani can minus into. You can tick up on a Gonti. It's not actually that amazing, so probably actually go for like Shalai or even... I don't know. We'll see. Probably Shalai is the option, since we can actually use a secondary ability with the treasures. And Hexproof is nice for our permanents. Alright, give me a treasure. I don't think my opponent could possibly win from here. But, you know, crazier things have happened. Aggressive Mammoth. Sure. Vraska's Contempt. Sweet. So it's Vraska's Contempt, Nickel Bolas. Can we make that work? Black, black, 1, 2. Yeah, we can make that work. So, opponent discards a card. 1 of 3. Is it an Embalm? It's an Oath of Ajani. Okay. Well, we're going to tick up with Chandra first, because if we get a removal spell, it's better to cast it that way. We did not. Okay. So, kill Aggressive Mammoth. As I said at the beginning of the game, once you've got the mana, every draw is just hot. Hot gas. Nicky B. Or Flippy B in this case. Opponent has to discard. Next turn we flip Flippy B. And we win. Our opponent has a Planeswalker deck, Nissa. One of the worst. Ugh. It's awful. I don't think I'd even run that in a Singleton Super Friends, to be honest. But, you know. Work with what you got, I guess. That's an 8 damage Pouncer there. Can he do anything with that? Alright, we get... Should we just take his Nissa? Oh dear. It's really bad. We could. You know what? Screw it. Let's take your Nissa. Talk crap about Nissa. Grab Nissa. It's not because she's good. It's just because I can. Top 2 cards of my library put all lands onto the battlefield. Don't need ramping, so I'm just going to gain some life. You are going to flip for me. I've never done this before, so opponent, please don't scoop. Don't let my memes be dreams. First time for everything. Here we go. Oh. Oh. Oh.
None greater than I.
That is true, Nicky B. That is true. Let's just kill this Pouncer.
You shall taste real pain.
Ooh. Tasting pain. It's very nice. Alright, exile a card with Chandra.
Yup, you're going
Hope to
down.
just hit a land. We did. There's nothing hasty, really, in those colours. I think there's something hasty, but in green, I could be wrong about that. Yeah. Even if I am, it's not really to worry about. Shouldn't concern myself with that. A seal away. Sure. The game's, like, as over as it could possibly be at this stage. Unless my opponent's got, like, Hour of Hour of Destroy Everything. That one. Alright, let's draw some cards.
I know what must be done.
Now that board wipe doesn't matter. Let's keep gaining some life. Let's keep ticking up Chandra.
This'll be easy.
Dark Intimations. I mean, I could cast it to just make him dump his card, but we're just gonna ping him for 2. Play Tezzeret. Get a Cell.
Power for me.
Play a land. Play a Tezzeret. Blue. Blue. 1, 2, 3. We've now hit the screen limit on
Silent, obedient perfection.
on our planeswalkers. We now have this suboptimal thing here to work with. Angel of Invention, sure. Dies to everything. I could probably just kill it with a Vivian's Invocation, honestly. But I think we're just going to go with drawing 9 million cards instead. Opponent going for the counters on the Angel is interesting since Chandra can kill it. And he must know that. I don't know why my opponent's playing this out. He should scoop. Unless he's got, like, Hour of... I think it's Hour of Revelation. Let's gain some life. Let's make Tezzeret kill the Angel. Chandra ticking up's more important than Tezzeret ticking up. You got a pump spell? It's the only thing that saves him. Or a Blossoming Defense? A Blossoming Defense. Well, just negate it.
Don't you see? You have already lost.
What Tezzeret said. Alright, let's 0, draw 2 cards.
You're still one step
Diabolic
behind.
Shooter is whatever card I want. Draw 2 cards.
My knowledge is endless.
My card pool is endless. Let's just tick up.
Yup, you're going down.
Doomfall, let it go. We've done everyone. We've done everyone. Okay, we'll then... Vivian's Invocation, why not? See if we can hit a Thick Boy. We hit a Gear Hulk. Alright, this is kind of likely to kill someone. Do you take the graveyard and die, or do you let me draw 3 cards? Lets me draw 3 cards. 5, 6, 7, 8 would have killed him. Okay. Just pass the turn, I guess. Dump an Evolving Wilds. We're in a horrendously advantageous position now. Sure. And we win. Tick up Chandra, take him to 6.
Today's my lucky day.
Swing. We could draw more cards, but I'm not going to BM my opponent. He's already been BM'd enough. So let's Exact him. Alright, game 1 off to a great start. Let's see if game 2 can be on as equal level of disgust as that one was. Okay, we have bad mana, so I'm going to mulligan. We know the rules with this deck. Don't take bad mana hands. 3-color decks are notoriously horrific in this format to get your mana right. I don't really want to go down any lower. We've got the colors of our mana as well, so Yes, okay, mulligan that to the top. It's not blue, which would have been ideal, but it is a land drop all the same, so I'm just going to play it and pass. Land drops are key, and that is a board wipe. I appreciate that. We do have Yeheni's expertise though, so I'm probably just going to cycle Swirling Suns to make sure that we hit a land drop next turn. Dagger back. Okay. Cycle. Yeheni's hits dagger back anyway. Chandra. Chandra also hits dagger back. That's really, really nice. Hitting this on curve. Yep, kill creature. Next turn we can up mana to kill a creature with Eldest Reborn. Which is not going to get us anything too great on the third thing, but, you know, it's going to do some work all the same. I would love it if Chandra added 2 mana of any colour, because then we could play Nikki B. Our opponent is playing all basics, so Field of Ruin's not going to see much use here, I wouldn't think. Tough spot for my opponent, because we are really, really hitting strong out the gate here, and my opponent is too afraid to play anything. We are going to tick up to 6 mana, and we're going to play this glorious top-decked gas of a card, Combustible Gear Hulk. The potential to kill our opponent on the spot here. See which direction he decides to take it. Both of them are good for us. The drawing is most likely going to be better for us, though, since there is a bit of a high roll to the discard, or the graveyard dump. Because we could hit 3 lands and do nothing. We could also just hit loads of really expensive cards and destroy our opponent. Goes to 11. Hit Gonti and Spell Swindle. It's not bad, he's dead in 2 turns. We can make him sack a creature to get the Gear Hulk in. We can Yeheni's expertise to clear the way, though that does reduce the power of Gear Hulk. Untamed Kavu. Yep, that's dead. Okay, land drop for the turn is nice. Add some mana.
Oh, this is gonna hurt.
It's really gonna hurt. Should have tapped the Field of Ruin there. Doesn't make too much of a difference, but being able to pretend we have a shock or a fatal push is it's kind of relevant. Though, obviously, as you can tell, it's not really going to make too much of a difference. I'm glad we're getting a quick game going, because there is a shut-off point on this current league, so any game that drags this out over an hour is going to be really bad for us. So I'm really just hoping for that alone that we don't ever see a control deck. Nice. Let me give my opponent the nice. There we go. And we got Flippy Nikki B as well. Not really going to get much use out of him, but didn't need to. Alright. Not too bad. Let's go for another game. Alright, we're in, and bad mana means I mulligan. And no lands means I mulligan. We're actually 6-0 at the time of this particular match. I did utterly dominate my previous opponent, but unfortunately my recording software bugged out. I'm not quite sure what causes it, to be honest. Actually, I might keep Swallowing Suns. Yeah, I'm not sure what actually causes it. But it only does it with MTGA, so it must be something to do with the system they've got in place. It just doesn't really like my software all that much. I'll play Memorial to Genius. Almost said Jesus. Can't help myself. It's Jeebus. He's over there. Alright, would like some swamps. Swamps are usually nice. Is my opponent playing blue-white control? It appears so. Well, at least we're actually hitting land drops into Glimmer of Genius. As long as this resolves, we should be okay. And it likely does, because not many people actually... There's Swamp. Nice. Not many people actually counter card draw. The only time you should really counter it is if your opponent's already empty-handed and it would help him refill, or if you believe that they are hunting for something very important. That is quite grim. So Glimmer is now going to go hunting for an answer to that. Nickel Bolas, not quite the answer to that I was looking for. I'm going to have to bottom you, unfortunately, sir. Ugh. Well, Lyra could carry this game away, unfortunately. We do get to play our Swamp, though, and that does allow us to have Vraska's Contempt plus negate open next turn, so we might be okay. Just depends on what's in my opponent's hand. The one downside of Cast Down. The big bombs it does not hit. But it is cheap and gets rid of the little bombs. Okay. So my opponent needs double counter here. If he has double counter, he might just win. Do you have double counter? I know you've got at least one. You don't play blue without having counters in it. There's one. Do you have another? Looks like you do. Oh! Letting it go? Yeah! Alright. We're not completely out of the woods, because we have just tapped out completely. So if my opponent does have another bomb, he gets to resolve it, and we need to go digging for another answer again. Doesn't have one. Looks like he's on the defense here. Right, well, I'm just going to play a Field of Ruin, and I'm going to pass. I might just ping off one of his lands. Nah, he's probably running as Cantor, and I do want to reserve Field of Ruin for that, I guess. I don't really need to fix my mana. In fact, he just got rid of his Disallow, so this is pretty safe to do. Let's draw some cards. We go down on mana, but we're already pretty high on our curve anyway, so... We know Nickel Bolas are top of the curve. Wow, okay. I see how it is. Our top of the curve card is already at the bottom. Actually, no, we cracked our Evolving Wilds. Yes, we did. Okay, so it could be anywhere. Fair enough. All the mana in the world. I'm just going to pass. Problem is our opponent's just going to fill up on counter spells here. And Teferis and all sorts of horrific stuff like that. I'm going to cycle these Sweltering Suns. I was tempted to do this on my turn, but figured my opponent was just going to counter whatever I played after that anyway, so wasn't going to make a great deal of difference. Gearhulk's okay. Archer Vraska is also quite nice. We got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Close, but no cigar. I'm thinking my opponent does have a bomb in hand. He's waiting for me to tap out in order to use it. This Chandra never resolves. Yeah, just keep passing. I need just as many threats in my hand as my opponent has counter spells. Unfortunately, my deck's more built against creature-based decks, which is a lot of Singleton, because people want to play all the big fatties that don't normally see play in Standard. So my deck counters that side of the deck, that side of the format. And now we have City's Blessing, so that's nice. And a Slough cycle. So we're in the advantageous position here, I would say. I feel like my opponent's thinking about, oh, is he nexusing? He might be nexusing. Not quite. Okay. So if we play a card and it gets countered, what can we play where we can still arch? We can play any 5-drop or less. So we play... the thing is, Angrath has got a lot of clout in this matchup because he gets to eat at my opponent's card advantage. So I think in a certain situation, Chandra's actually the worst card. Also, is more likely to eat the counter, I think. So, eats the counter. If this resolves, he doesn't have one. Does he have a syncope? 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can pay for a syncope. Insidious Will. Okay. Shot. I'm going to slap down Angrath. Make my opponent have it. Does he have the other counter? He does not. Alright. Discard a card.
Be monsters. No fire, no steel.
Angrath's pretty sweet. We get to cycle a Canyon Slough. Opponent dumps the Essence Scatter, which would have been useful against this Gear Hulk. Gear Hulk's not likely to get double value. He's not going to be killing anything, I wouldn't imagine, unless my opponent has, like, Nether Hall and I can get my opponent below a certain card amount. Or even, maybe Chromium. Interesting. Okay. That is a sweet card. I don't run it, but maybe I should. It is on theme. Okay, we discard a mountain.
No steel.
Let's go to end step first. Doesn't usually make a big difference, but it can. So I need an answer to my own Angrath now. There's an answer to my own Angrath. Don't have a counter. Oh, he's got one, hasn't he? I think he's got a Syncopate. I think that's why it keeps holding priority. Alright.
Praise me.
Kill my own Angrath.
Hard alert. The other lobbered fool.
Alright. Pass the turn. So do we nickel Bolas to eat his hand? I feel like we do, because his hand is everything. Then again, how many non-land permanents does he have that aren't just game-winning bombs? If we hit Torrential Gear Hulk, do we get to do anything? We get to Glimmer. I guess we could do it once, see what we hit. Like a Chromium is just disgusting if he runs that. Let's do it. Show me what you got.
I would show you.
Planeswalker. That'll do.
But that doesn't seem fun.
That's a bomb. Demands my opponent answer his own card. Yep, Wizard's Retort's fine.
You'll have to do better than that.
Yes, you will, opponent. Yes, you will. Alright, we will... Do we arch first before we pass? I can't remember if we've actually hit our land drop or not. I guess we might as well. It's not as though we can't just do anything we want with the mana we have left over anyway. So we might as well just see what we get. Dark Intimations. I'll hold that. It has increased value, I think, if my opponent slaps down a Planeswalker or something like that. Maybe greedy. But we get to clear the way, most likely with Nicol Bolas's 2-card exile. We're going to get an Angrath back, potentially kill a Planeswalker. Gearhulk is going to die. Let's see what he grabs first. Does he have Glimmer in there? He has Insidious Will. Well, let's just kill Gearhulk in response. Insidious Will does nothing. Yeah, he had literal nothing there. He just wanted the body down, so killing that's pretty sweet. Gearhulk does nothing. Yeah, you choose a creature, I choose my Planeswalker. Nothing changes on board, it's just a 4/5. And there's the increased value that we were looking for. So I exile cards from your hand, so you've got nothing left. No way of responding to this Dark Intimations. Hornswoggle and a cancel, so he did have the answer. But now he does not. Now he has the scoop button as his only friend. So lose your Gearhulk, and I get my Angrath. Oh boy, are we gonna just 7-0? We might. That's, yeah, up to 6-0. We just need to get one more win, and we've flawless this Singleton queue. Not too bad. Let's see if we can do it. Okay, our opponent finally relinquishes control to let us look at our hand. This has good mana, it has a search to make sure that we continue to hit mana. Spell Swindle, Lightning Strike, pretty sweet, let's go. We're up against, oh no indeed, opponent. No indeed. You're coming up against the monster. The monster that only loses to itself. But this is not a hand that loses to itself, so we'll see. Come on, opponent. It did take him a very, very long time to let us look at our hands, so there might be some connection issues here. Looks like there isn't. I'm glad for that. We're going to play the Swamp because we get to play the Drowned Catacomb untapped next turn. We up against Black-Red into Scrounger. Okay. Well, I'm going to get down my Search for his can to get that value going as soon as possible. We're hitting our land drops, which is the only thing that we usually have to worry about in the early game. We do need another blue. And it looks now like we need another... we need ourselves a board wipe. Our opponent going to take themselves down a fair whack, down to 16. Graveyard that. Okay. So, killing the Ruin Raider seems like the correct call. That is card advantage I don't really want to deal with. Do I do it now, or do I do it on his turn? I guess I could do it on his second. I'm still going to want to kill it. Yeah, I'm just doing it now. Whatever. Kill it now. Vraska's Contempt is really unfortunate as far as our win condition as it currently stands is concerned, and a Hazaret. Dump the land. Memorial? Okay, we'll play Memorial. Can't do anything with 4 mana anyway. We're up to 3 cards in our graveyard. We might just lose to Scrap Heap Beats. As sad as that is. Really, really need a board wipe. Vraska's Contempt. I like Vraska's Contempt. So, you punish for creatures. You also stop me from gaining life. There's no way my opponent gets down to 1 or fewer cards in hand this turn. So I think we just, like, hold open the Spell Swindle. And then Vraska's Contempt something. I'm just wondering whether or not we just, like, kill Ferostodon or Scrounger. Since this Hazoret is so far away from being a threat. I guess he does have the discard on it. Yeah, take the 6. We're going to kill Hazoret. I need the board wipe, and that's the only one that doesn't die to 1. Goes up to 4 cards, 5 with Azcanta discard. Board wipe, come on, board wipe. There's plenty in this deck. Nickel Bolas dies to that Vraska's Contempt. So I'm just going to graveyard it. Doesn't do us any good. We're at 5, so we might just lose. And we just lose. Okay. I guess we could... I guess we could Deadlands the Ferostodon. I can't do it to the Scrounger because End Steppy just brings it back. But we're dead to a burn spell. There's not a great deal we can do about this one. It's just an unfortunate circumstance of our opponent getting ahead real early and us not drawing a board wipe. He just needs to find 1 point of damage. We just die to a Bomat Courier, it's that bad. And dead. 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 Yeah. Oh, no. He didn't read his cards. Haha, read your cards, kids. Alright. Graveyard the land. Transform the Azcanta. Oh my god. Why does that have to be the card that we have? It's not good enough because Scrounger just comes back. I'm going to have to, as Azcanta dig and look for something. As I mentioned, the Vraska's Contempt stops us from Tezzerating a Thopter back to save us. We got to do it on his turn because otherwise he brings the Scrounger back. Here goes the lucky dig. I think that's the best mana tap. Walk the plank would have been nice if we had it on our turn. Yeah, that's not going to do it. Damn, good game. We lose. Doesn't even good gamers back. Wow. I see how it is. I see how it is. Alright, well, we lost 1 game. We've still got 2 more chances at winning here, so, you know, don't feel too bad about that at all. Alright. Oh god, this hand is so close to being awful. We have Slough into Mountain Treasure Map. Treasure Map scries for lands, but it's going to keep us off curve so we don't get to Doomfall and Never in time. Even then, the Never needs another land. I think I still keep this, though I'm not really happy with it. Hopefully our opponent's playing a slow deck, because if I come across red deck 3rd time in a row, not going to be best pleased. Alright, slow deck it is. So, treasure map. Get the upkeep stop for the scry. We look to be up against a deck that we should be just fine against. Well, Esper Control is not just fine, but better than nothing. We might get a Doomfall next turn, which is cool. Just gonna upkeep stop. I might want to Doomfall, which means I won't be using the treasure map. Though I could use the treasure map to find a land which allows me to Doomfall, so you know. Let's do it. Get lucky, get lucky, get lucky. That's an Angrath to the bottom. He is nice, but I want that land. I want to be able to take a counter from my opponent. Vraska's Contempt, also acceptable. Not the land drop that we wanted, though. But we get to flip treasure map next turn. Okay. And we get to kill Khan.
I have faced worse well chosen.
He gets to replace his Khan with... I can take care of Carnage Tyrant just fine. What is this madness of a deck, though? Artifact or enchantment to kill. We have nothing good to kill once we flip this treasure map, which we're going to be doing anyway, so you can have that. Let's flip treasure map. Land. Suns to the bottom. Doesn't look like it's going to be good in this matchup. Draw land. Seriously? Why? Okay, well, let's be cheap with our mana, because I don't really want to eat my treasures if I can help it.
Please stop.
I'm kind of wishing I gave my opponent the Carnage Tyrant now, because the Trove of Temptation plus Treasure Cove is just disgusting combo. Make a treasure each turn, draw a card each turn. Tezzeret dies to this Vraska's Contempt, so not too bad.
I am here. You have been warned.
Yeah.
Ethereum serves me well.
Continue to miss our land drops, but a Search for Cantor is also quite nice. It's got 2 mana open, so we search first, see if it gets countered, then take care of Tezzeret, I think. See what our opponent says. He does have the cycle, which is the thing that's holding priority there. Let's try and take down his Tezzeret then. My opponent then Forsake the Worldly's Search for Cantor most likely. And then we slap down Trove and start the card advantage engine. Oh, he's got the negate, haven't you? You've got the negate. Blink of an eye. Alright. It's still pretty bad, because we don't have an answer to Tezzeret anymore.
I don't think your power obeys the powerful.
Yeah, in a grim position. There goes the Forsake. Alright. That's pretty good. Spell Swindle. I'm going to Doomfall my opponent while he can do nothing about it. Ugh. Alright, so Vraska's Contempt is annoying, Torment is annoying, and Johnny is annoying. He can cast a Johnny next turn. So I think we take a Johnny. I'm glad we Doomfalled there. If you wonder where he gets his green from, he gets it from the Ethereum cell, but also the Spires then gets enabled.
More power for me.
We got a Vraska's Contempt to deal with. Alright, well, we're going to Trove with Treasure Cove open, so we can start drawing cards. Not quite sure if my opponent's going to do anything worthy of a Spell Swindle just yet.
Excellent.
Makes a sell. That being said, I feel like we're going to lose this match. There's a thing worthy of spell swindling.
My employer sends
All right.
his regards.
Yeah.
My device is finished, as are you.
Yeah, I'm definitely finished. 6 and 3. Well, it was nice. It was nice having the potential. Nicol Bolas is nice, but we have to be able to cast him and flip him on the same turn, which is just never going to happen. Come on, opponent. There's a button over here that says resolve. You can click it whenever you feel like it. Thank you. Hour of Devastation. Doesn't kill anything, is the problem. But it's still going to get cast because it stops us from just immediately dying. So it takes one Tezzeret to 1 and then the other to 3.
What are you?
We keep drawing. We're setting up the Nicol Bolas play and flip turn, but our opponent's ramping into a Torment of Hailfire, and I think they're going to get there quite easily. Draws 2.
Cold logic will always win.
This is a little better than our combo. Interesting deck from our opponent. I don't even know what I'd call it. Is this like Super Friends? Would you call it Super Friends? I guess so. It has many super people in it. They're not my friends. Ooh, Nicol Bolas. Has he got a counter? I can't even cast it, actually, now that I think about it. So we could Nicol Bolas, get it exiled. Nicol Bolas, kill Tezzeret. We won't crack the treasure because that's our gate to playing Bolas next turn. So we get Contempted in response. He's also going to discard Golden Demise. Yeah, fair enough. No big surprise there. And no big surprise here. We'll pass. We have an answer to a non-legendary creature. We don't have an answer to a counter spell.
Let's see how you respond to genius.
Not very well, as it seems.
Ethereum will bend to my will.
Yeah, Ethereum keeps bending. I'm really, really upset that we're just gonna go all the way up to 6 without losing and then just fizzle out completely and lose every game. After, like, all of the games being, like, sheer dominance as well, there was just, like, no competition in most of those games for this deck. And then all of a sudden, we get decks that are going under us, we get decks that are just outvaluing us. I mean, it happens. But still, it would have been nice to just not be terrible. And at least put up a fight in these games. New Horizons, yep, sure. It's not as if he's dropping his counters. Alright, well, we get to drop Nicol Bolas. Is it good enough? Not entirely sure on that one. Let's find out, though. We get to kill one Planeswalker. We get to keep our treasures. Does he have the counter spell? If he has that, it's over. This is our only answer to his board state. And it's not a particularly amazing one, unfortunately. It's sad I have to say that about my most expensive top-end creature, Planeswalker. the build-around card. But
Your approach.
we get to do that. We get to hold up and cast down. Maybe we get to eat that Torment of Hailfire out of our opponent's hand. Sometime soon. Or Spell Swindle it. Ooh, a Spell Swindle. Would be amazing. Drawing cards.
I know what must be done.
See, the eating two cards out of their hand plan's just not really going to do much because it's just been countered by Tezzeret. So what we want to be doing is essentially just ticking up to the point where we can tick down on Tezzeret and stop that from happening. We might just get tormented here, though. I think we are. I think he's doing the math. Is it good enough? I believe that it is. Yeah, this is Torment of Hailfire. And that's just going to lose us the game. Oh, if one of these cards was a negate, or we had the Spell Swindle mana open, the Spell Swindle mana would be disgusting. Look at the mana cost of this card. All the treasures in the world. That would probably win us the game. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 you can Spell Swindle for. Or is he playing around Censor? Looks like it. Torment for 12, playing around Censor. Okay, so discard a card. Goodbye Cast Down, discard a card. Goodbye Walk the Plank. Sack a treasure. Sack treasure. Sack trove. Lose 3. Lose 3. Lose 3. Lose 3. Lose 3. Lose 3. Discard Diabolic Tutor. We're alive. We're alive. Alright. We have Spell Swindle open. So, take a card from our opponent. See if it deals with Tezzeret.
No, you won't be needing those.
Not as it stands. It is a land, so we will play it. We can Spell Swindle him here. We can also... Never. We're going to eat an opponent's card. I guess it's the Vraska's Contempt for... Torrential Gearhulk that we have to worry about. So 1, 2, 3. We can't hold up and Spell Swindle. That's our way of pressuring this Tezzeret, but I guess we minus Nicol Bolas anyway. Yeah, I guess we just pass. Scries. Might have to murder a Thopter token if we want to kill Tezzeret here. Since Nicol Bolas goes down to 1, that makes the Thopter lethal on Nicky. And I don't really want to do that kind of trade. Really hoping for a solid card from our opponent. Give me the biggest card you got. It's getting smaller. This card's getting underwhelming. Still though, I think a Spell Swindle is going to be... Ooh, Vraska. Yes, Vraska me. Vraska me daddy.
Builds with ease.
Sweet. Alright. Let's make some blue.
Typical.
Get some sweet treasure value. Okay. suddenly we're not in a grim position. Let's... I just kind of want to answer Tezzeret with his own cards, but I think that's just insanely greedy, so... We'll kill a treasure. We'll kill the token, which allows me to minus Tezzeret, Nicol Bolas. We have Supreme Will, which is not really going to do much. Oh my god. The overwhelming sound of possible victory. Okay, let's now eat that Vraska's Contempt. I guess we should leave open the scavenger grounds. Just in case. Okay. Pass. Could we have turned a corner? I'm not going to jinx it. I still think we're going to lose. Our opponent has too much mana for this Supreme Will counter to ever work. But Nicol Bolas is a legitimate threat that we have to keep alive. He also has a Cantor as well. He can go Mega Dig with. And there's his answer. Okay, so we lose Nicol Bolas. Big surprise there. I guess we could maybe find a card here that saves us. Come on. I don't know what answer we could have. I don't think I'm running Cancel in this deck. I seem to remember specifically building this deck with pretty suboptimal counters on purpose, because counter spells are not fun. And Singleton is all about fun. Wow. It's about as much of a whiff as you could possibly get. I guess I'm going to go with Fetid Pool since I can cycle it. Alright, goodbye Nicky B. It was nice knowing you. Have I lost other Nicky B? I did, didn't I? I lost him to Vraska's Contempt. Yeah. Eldest Reborn, I guess, is an option. We suppose we could get a lot of counter spells as well. We're drawing a fair amount of cards. Gonti's pretty cool. Everyone likes Gonti. Even your opponents like Gonti because he does fun things. Get Gontied? My opponent being Super Friends likely means this Gonti is going to hit some gas, and it completely whiffs. Alright, let's take a Manolith. Okay. It's not what I had in mind when I was looking for gas. I pretty much just increased my opponent's odds of drawing some gas of his own. Because that was a whiff of an Azcanter I've just removed as an option. Play Manolith. Pass the turn. Drawing 3 cards a turn, and he's got card advantage on us. It was nice until he found the perfect answer. Diabolic Shooter for the exact perfect answer. Go grab whatever you feel like, opponent. Well, we do have Noxious Gearhulk. Diabolic Shooter. Okay. He has to eat his treasures if he wants to cast whatever he has here. What's he going to grab? My guess is it's going to be a Planeswalker, just to solidify his position. He's not going to grab a board wipe if he's got Lyra on board. Okay, so cycle this. Unless it's something like Sweltering Suns, which is very one-sided. A Braid. Okay, so I should probably crack a map first. In case we hit Eldest Reborn, because that's strictly better. Okay, it's a Crypt. Can't play Painful Lesson. It would be a painful lesson in not checking my mana count, my life count. I can cast it now, though. Okay. I want that 5 life. Hand it over. Take action. Oh, yeah. Sweet, sweet action. Consider it taken. Alright, hit you for 4. God, this game's so good. I don't think we win. But it's been a good game. It's a good way to go 6-3. Okay, end the turn. I have to bluff that I have something I don't. He did grab the Hour of Devastation. Wow. Huh. I'd wrote that card off as an option for him. Nicol Bolas. Ouch. Okay, goodbye, a Braid. Yeah, it's got to be a Braid. He flips Nicol Bolas. And that'll do it. Can he ping us in the face? 10 damage to creature or Planeswalker. No, he can't. But he can go grab another Planeswalker, which there are several million of them in his graveyard right now. In fact, he can go grab mine. Oh no, he can't grab my Nicol Bolas.
Witness omnipotence.
Yep, I'm witnessing. We've lost our Vraska's Contempt long ago. What are our outs? What are our outs? Come on, Nicol Bolas, draw 2 cards. We all know you are gonna. You have literally. Well, I suppose you can minus. Yeah, minus. Go for it. Vraska. Okay. Vraska makes the pirates.
My crew is the finest in the seas.
I suppose I could have Scavenger Grounds there. That was a mistake. It was a big mistake, actually. Okay. Just in time. Alright, let's draw some cards. We need outs. Boop. Yeah, you shouldn't have had that Vraska. We had the opportunity to kill it. Damn it. This is not the time to be making little mistakes. Eldest Reborn. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can Yahenni's Expertise, Eldest Reborn. Kill either Vraska or Nicol Bolas. Better than nothing. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I can still do it. Just checking. Alright, make you sack a Planeswalker. As insignificant as that actually ends up being, it's our best player. Which direction does he go in? Vraska, most likely.
That won't stop me.
I know. I know. I am very, very aware of that. Draw 2 cards.
I know what must be done.
Done 19 cards. Decking isn't going to happen, being on 6, but... the tilt, father! Just when we were having fun.
I'm going to sit this one out. Hurry!
Yeah. Play your Planeswalkers, cast out, sure. If we had 2 mana we could counter it, but we don't. And that's game over. 6 and 3 though. I don't mind. I'm just a little upset that this game wasn't as close as it could have been. Could have been closer, and yeah, there's literally nothing we can do. So we're gonna scoop. My opponent's just gonna take too long to kill me, so I'm not even gonna look for outs because there aren't any. Thank you very much for watching, guys. We ended up going 6 and 3, which is not a terrible result at all. Typically, this deck loses to itself. In this particular case, do we just lose to being outvalued? I think we did. But yeah, if you play this deck, you want to make sure that you've got lands in hand, because it's typically the only way that you lose. If you noticed all of the previous games up to just losing 3 times in a row, we just took heavy land hands, and that was enough for us to just draw gas constantly. Wasn't for us this time around, though. Tectonic Rift, whatever. Armor Saw is horrible. And Mouth to Feed, it's alright, I guess. We got some pretty underwhelming rares, as we did have an underwhelming end to this particular deck, but there you go. Alright guys, thanks very much for watching. If you want to see more Singleton in the future, be sure to like and subscribe. It lets me know that you're enjoying the series and that I should continue to make more. Singleton will be coming to an end. I won't be able to actually make any more Singleton content because this event ends in 24 minutes, so lucky for us we managed to finish just in time. It was like a 2-hour pretty much series of matches. So obviously you won't have seen every match. You'll have just seen some of the really fun matches that we ended up having. But, you know, like, subscribe, hit that bell icon, all that jazz, and we'll be back again later in the week for some more Magic Arena. Cheers, guys.